Good morning. We're going to play some ukulele today, and you're going to join me. We need you to run over to jollyrogerukulele.com and pick up the sheet music and the link today. I'm going to go post, well, you already have the link. You're watching this right now. I'm going to go post the link on our page. Jolly Roger Ukulele. The front page has the date, weekly schedule, daily schedule, monthly schedule. It has a schedule on there of some type. Link to... Friday link to join. I forgot to send out an email about today's thing, so who knows if we're going to have anybody join us. Might be me. So I've updated the page. Let me go stick this over on Twitter, and then we'll get started. We got a lot of good music to get to today. Jolly J-O-L-L, Jolly Roger, Jolly Roger. Good Lord, Jolly Roger Ukulele.com. Patience, and then the little graphic pops up, and then I go here and I add the graphic for real. Kick your Fanny. Roll down. I like this little graphic that I found online. Tweet. Okay, so there is, we've tweeted. Let's see. And if I go here, tweet. Tweet. Oh, funny. All right, so there's that. Swashbuckling ukulele community. Let me roll down, make sure the link is working properly, and then we'll get started. And I'll tell you what we're going to be playing here momentarily. Sorry about all of the getting up and running nonsense you always have to sit through. And yes, okay, it's opening up correctly. We've tweeted it correctly. I'm knocking down that one. Vic is in. Laurel is here. Happy Friday. Sound is good. Coolish up in Eugene. We are having what's supposedly a coolish day here, but it's super humid. So I guess I feel kind of like you, Vic. You're used to humidity. I am not. And so it feels all muggy and weird here today. We left the windows open because we can actually see some blue in the sky today for a change instead of smoke out there. And just a little bit clammy and weird. Laurel is in. Happy Friday to you. Ronnie, hello. I'm so glad you're here. 73 and sunny and breezy. Video and audio are good. I think we're ready to go. Right? Today, guys, we're going to see if we can get through everything. Book 1, Happy Birthday, La Cucaracha, All Through the Night and Home on the Range. Book 2, Red River Valley, Streets of Laredo, Tenting Tonight, and You Are My Sunshine. And then book 3, so book 1 is just book 1, right? That's all of our regular stuff. Book 2, we're working on cowboy music, and book 3, we're working on Tin Pan Alley stuff. So, good music all the way around. Let's go grab Happy Birthday real quick. With Happy Birthday, and grab the ukulele version, please. With Happy Birthday, you're never going to play it this way, but it's nice to know you have it in case you decided to. How you're always going to play it is G, D7, G, D7, C, G, D7, G. You have to have that memorized. That's just something that's a part of your internal character as a ukulele player. You don't want to have to go look up the chords for how to play this song. You want to just be able to sing and strum it for when it comes up. Hey, Auntie Ronnie wants to come over and play and give you a special birthday present. And she walks over, knocks out Happy Birthday. Everybody has a good laugh. It's really fun. So that's how you're really going to play it. But we are going to play it the fancy, sophisticated, classical music way. So, Vicky, in from Bozeman. It's rainy up there. Oh, that's good news, right? 53 degrees and very wet. You'll take it, right, Vicky? It's anytime we can get rain in the west these days, we take it. Rita up in Chicago, she's got a humid day going up there as well. So do I, Rita. So, all right, guys, let's knock out Happy Birthday. Play it any way you want. You can strum it. You can pluck the melody. You can pluck the tough uke from the top. 1, 2. Go. Okay, that was me with my thumb. Let's try claw plucking. 1, 2. Beautiful, right? Easy to get along with tune. Again, you want to, if you're a ukulele player, just memorize that chord pattern: G, D7, G, D7, C, right? And then hear it as you're singing and strumming it to somebody. G, D7, C, G to finish it up. Just one of those songs you want to have in your head. That way you don't have to you do not need to bring paper and pencil into this. Okay. And then when you grab the baritone version, right, most of you guys are on ukulele, your chord structure changes. D, A7, D, A7, G, D, A7, D. From the top, any way you want to play it. 1, 2. Nice, right? Turn it into a funeral march, and then all of a sudden you really do have some good times going on. All right. Elinda made it in from British Columbia, having a little rain, which we need. 63 degrees. It sounds like a perfect day up there in Vancouver. Good to have you, Linda. Okay, next up on our list, La Cucaracha. Grab the baritone version of that, please. With La Cucaracha, remember our job is to make it sound like a cockroach dancing across the floor. So on ukulele, on your D chord, plump, A chord. Right? That's what you're thinking about, trying to get that jumpy feeling to it. From the top, I'm gonna play the tough uke, but if you're on ukulele, join us with jumpy chords, and if you are on baritone, obviously play whatever makes you happy. 1, 2, 3, 4. The top. Where am I? I totally blew it. Let's go from the top. I was so busy thinking of getting myself twisted around on the melody notes. From the top, last time through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure a 10. Back to 10. Nice. Love this song. When I first teach this to people in the first time they're going through ukulele, they hate that notion that they're going to do staccato playing. And after you've been playing a while, you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. This is a fun way to play ukulele. Let's grab a ukulele version of this. Let's see, it should be here. There it is. Actually, I was playing from the ukulele version. All right, G chord and D chord, baritone players. Those are your, not necessarily the easiest ones, but certainly the G chord is pretty easy. Ukulele players, you're going to play chords, you're going to play melody, you're going to play tough uke, whatever makes you happy. Here we go from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the top. Measure 10. Back to 10. Nice. Hopefully you already had it done by the time I was done with it. Perfect. Beautiful, fun little song. I love that song a lot. All right, let's run through All Through the Night. Changing it up entirely. All Through the Night is a lullaby. And let's do the ukulele version first. We don't need to do it 3 times through. We don't even need to do it 2 times through. We're going to do it 1 time through. Your job is beautiful and soft and perfectly. Let your ukulele ring out. Let those nice long tones be as long as they possibly can. Try not to be too fussy over here. We want to keep it nice and simple. And get this as pretty as you can. Okay, so sort of the opposite of La Cucaracha. From the top, ukulele players, you're choosing chords, melody, or tough uke, and baritone players, G, A, D, and C. All of those are in your wheelhouse. You shouldn't have too many problems with any of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four. Let it ring and then go. Finish up. Probably better for a high G on here. Okay, beautiful. Really pretty little tune. I think I told you guys before, that's the first tune I ever memorized on ukulele. And to this day, almost 20 years later, Uh, Still, absolutely, it's a song that meant nothing to me prior to ukulele. I didn't know it existed. I'd somehow found it or doing something or other. I figured out, hey, I can memorize those first four measures and the middle four measures, and I have the whole song done. And 20 years later, still love playing it. So that's when you know you got a good song in your hands. When you're like, yeah, I can play that song for 20 years. All right, baritone version is a teeny tiny bit different, not too much. I got a couple of typos in here that I need to fix. But if you are on baritone, know that in measure 11, it said the first note in measure first on the tough uke line, it says 0033. It should say 0003. I don't know how that other 3 got snuck in there. And then on measure 12, it goes to 0. It goes to 0. The very last chord with the glissando on it. There's a 0 on the top of that. That does not need to be there, so you can take that off. And I have this notion that showed up somewhere else, but apparently it doesn't. All right, same thing. Baritone players, ukulele players. You got an E chord in here, right? It's this shape: bar on 4, pinky on 7. That's always a bummer for ukulele players, but don't let it be. You guys are good players now. When you see an E chord, you're thinking, all right, I'm going to play this mostly in bars. Okay, so I've got my E chord here. The D chord, remember, you just slide it down 2, and that's your D chord. It's hanging out right there, just waiting for you. Your A chord, bar on 4, F shape in front. Okay, so you can play D, E, and A all with bar chords, and then honestly your G chord is also a bar chord, right? You normally play it in this shape, but really it's the F shape on 2. So your E chord is C shape on 4, D chord is C shape on 2, A chord is F shape on 4, and G chord is F shape on 2. Okay, so really give yourself the opportunity to try. Right, you're gonna sound. You can get a whole lot of that sound, but give yourself that chance to say, all right. If I start with D, sleep, my child, and peace attend thee all through the night. And of course, I'm on baritone, so I'm in a different chord. But I had to think. You could tell. I was like, okay, I'm on G and A. Oh yeah, right. Slide up. That little motion there, I did the whole thing with bars, couple of chords on 4, couple of chords on 2, but then now once I've learned it in that key, I can move those bars anywhere I want to. As long as I keep the relationship the same, I can play that in all of the keys now. All right, baritone players, yours are spelled out, Ryan. You got the easier shapes, and melody or tough uke, whatever makes you happy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very pretty, very lovely tune all through the night. Hopefully you guys like playing that one. I love that song so much for no reason whatsoever. All right, let's go to grab Home on the Range. That's the tough one for the Book 1 players for the week. Home on the Range. Grab the baritone version first. And my notes is fixed pagination. Oh, I got several typos on this one. For baritone players, measure A7. I'm sorry, measure 14, the A7. Again, it's got a 0 on the top of that in the tough uke line. No reason to have that 0 there. And the same exact problem in measure 30. It says 2020. You just cross off the top 0 and it'll be better. All right, home on the range. Let's do it one time on baritone. We'll do it twice on ukulele. So just one time on baritone. You get a chance to hear this lovely... there's our Jesus robot came through again. Let me. By the way, you're supposed to repent, so please get that done. All right, there we go. Let's see. Laurel says this one soothes my soul. It's basically how this works in book 1 is I get your soul all agitated with La Cucaracha, and then I drop all through the night on you, and you're like, okay. I'm safe. Okay, Home on the Range. Home on the Range is a great arrangement. I just think that it fits on ukulele really nice. So let's play it just one time through on baritone, and then we'll play it twice through on ukulele. From the top, 1, 2. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a 2-beat counting. 1, 2. Isn't that wonderful? Hey, Andre. Good to see you, bud. So delighted you found us. All right, so there is Germany. Actually, ukulele is a thing in Germany, which is exciting. All right, it's not so much in some of the other parts of Europe, but Germany and England, they like ukulele. All right, there's the baritone version. Let's go grab the ukulele version, and we're going to play it twice. We're going to do the repeat on here. Hey, Evelyn. Oh, bummer, login problem. You know, here's the problem. Let's just talk about Evelyn. Let's talk about Evelyn. Okay, don't listen to Evelyn. We're going to talk about you for a minute. Evelyn has decided to move to Hawaii, and she's there. She's hanging out, and she's having login problems. And there's a part of me that's like, good. I hope you're having problems living in Hawaii and having login problems. Terrible. It's terrible how my head works. One typo on this one, measure 16. You have a 0 on the 4th string. Way back in the day when I originally wrote this, I used to arrange with this as a high G string. And then I learned pretty quickly that they put zeros up here and you don't want them up there. So now everything I arrange is on, it's as if it's a low G. And then that doesn't happen. But I've never gone in and fixed that years later. So measure 16, that should just be a 3 on the 2nd string. You're just carrying that note all the way through. That's the only typo on the thing. But I can't believe I haven't fixed that yet. Let's play this twice through. I'm sad that you had a login problem, Evelyn. I'm just super wildly jealous of your life. That's all. You know, I was only in Hawaii one time. It was for I don't know 4 or 5 days, and it still is one of those things where you're like, God, this place is magical. You drive around Maui, and you're just like, how is it even possible this is here? And it's so pristine and pure and perfect, and everything is great about it. And even still, there are all these tourists wandering everywhere. It's just wonderful. Home on the Range, 2 times through. 1, 2. Go back to the top. Second and 8. I'm like, where's the D? Where's the D? Where's the D? G, 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 G. Isn't that lovely? It's just a really pretty song. Who cares what it's about? It's just really great melody. Let's see. Every Friday night I go to Hawaii on the Ukulele Underground Jam. That's the way to do it. Every Friday night go to Hawaii virtually. That works out pretty good. All right, nice. There's book 1. Let's go on to book 2, Red River Valley. Let me see if I'm not entirely positive I've worked on this, so give me a second. I'm going to admit that I've been a little busy this week and have not done my homework probably the way I should have. So let's get going here. All right, Red River Valley. I'm almost positive I don't have it in the gadget here. All right, we're going to do the ukulele version first. And let's go ahead and do it 2 times on ukulele. We'll do it one. Well, I think probably what we'll do the rest of the class is play everything twice on ukulele, since most of you are on ukulele, and then we will play everything once on baritone. From the top, 2-beat count in. Again, ukulele players, G, D7, D, D, D7. There's a C, right? These are your chords, right? Baritone players, these are also your chords, so you can definitely back me up. And if you're on ukulele, feel free to sing, feel free to play the melody, feel free to play the tough acts. If you're just strumming along, that's fine, but we do want you to grow out of that. Let's give it a try. 1, 2. Second ending. Isn't that something? It's so funny. I don't know how many strum-alongs I've been where we've sung that song, and there's always, the person at the strum-along who's a little overzealous in their singing, and they're a little bit too into it kind of thing. And they are just totally covering up all of the ukulele music with their boisterous singing in this song. And I've always had this really sort of not very complimentary opinion of this song, just because I never heard it well done. And then when you get rid of that person and it's just you and your ukulele, and you think, you know what, that's a pretty doggone good song. And it's a little sad, and it's a little this and a little that. I don't know. Really, I love it, and I think it's nice. All right, let's go ahead and play the baritone version of this. Let's just do it one time through, okay? And ukulele players, let's take a peek. D chord, no problem. A chord, no problem, right? G chord, kind of a problem. Not too bad. Let's give it a try. 1, 2. Second ending. Just lovely. Just very pleasant piece of music. And I guess earlier when I said this, there's always this lady who's singing too loudly. Sometimes it's a man, right? Sometimes it's a man. So there's somebody who's singing, who's over singing, right? And that's not a problem. I mean, they're having a great time. They're having a wonderful, but sometimes it obscures what's really inside of a song. There's a super sad song. They're leaving the valley, and everybody's super sad. So there we go. Speaking of leaving, let's do Streets of Laredo. And the nice part about Streets of Laredo is we're more or less glad to see this guy go. So grab the baritone version first, please. Baritone. And this is a story of a guy, young cowboy. Let's see. Oh, Patricia Luton made it in. Hello, Patricia. Your last day of quarantine. Yes, right. Just in time to go back into quarantine. People in Sydney are like, yeah, whatever. It's getting a little nutty out there, guys. I hope all of you are keeping up. Don't keep up on the news, right? The news is crazy. The news is like, here's some bad information. Keep up on the science. Just make sure you know what's going on. It looks like, at least in the United States, they're going to be approving us toward the end of September for a third vaccine shot. Please be the first one in line in your neighborhood to get that. We got to keep everybody safe. And this is stuff that, it's not. I have the sense this may never be over, so it's certainly not over yet. So let's take this as seriously as we can. All right, I see a typo on here. All right, here we go. Baritone ukulele. Let's do it 2 times through, only because this song is pretty short and it doesn't make a lot of sense unless you do it a couple of times through. So do it 2 times through. And remember, here's the story. A young man, lovely young cowboy, is dying in the streets because he's done wrong. He knows he's done wrong. Everybody knows he's done wrong. But we still love our cowboy. We don't know him from Adam, but according to the narrator, we love him. Which is ridiculous. But he's wrapped up in linen. He's gonna go, and he's dying, and he's basically planning his funeral here as he's bleeding out in the street. And so we're supposed to be playing with sadness in our hearts. Okay, from the top, 1, 2. Verses, 8 verses on it, I guess. And they all are different, right? It's not like it repeats over and over and over, but it does get a little bit goofy through the middle of it. He is wanting 6 jolly cowboys to carry his coffin and 6 pretty girls, however, some X number of pretty girls to throw roses onto his coffin in the ground. So when they're throwing in the dirt, it kind of deadens the sound of the dirt hitting the top of the coffin. Oh, very, 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 very dramatic, right? So the more dramatic you make your playing, the more sensitive and beautiful you make it, probably the better off you are. Grab a banjolele and do it that way. It'll be funnier. Let's see. Streets of Laredo, ukulele version. Again, 2 times through, everything's the same except that we're in a different key now. G chord, baritones, you know your G chord, you know your D7 chord, and you know your C chord. Is that it that's in here? Probably. That's another reason to play cowboy songs. They keep the number of chords rational. Those of you guys who are playing Monday nights, you know it is possible for a song to have an irrational number of chords. From the top, 1, 2. Beautiful. We don't mention it often enough. I just did exactly what I tell you guys not to do. I read into the first repeat, right? So if you will take even on an iPad at work, just reach up here, grab your highlighter, and put a big old yellow line right at the beginning of measure 8. That way, when you hit that yellow line, you're like, I have to think, what am I supposed to do? Am I going to play into this or I'm not going to play into this? And then the other place I recommend is always put a yellow highlighter line wherever your forward repeat is. So in this case on measure 1, so that your eyeball just magically tracks over to wherever your highlighter is. And you can use it on iPad, you can also just obviously on a piece of paper. You should always have a yellow highlighter with you, or pink or whatever color you like. And then just stick it in front of anytime there's a multi-repeat. So in this case, so you're supposed to go in that first repeat 7 times, and then the last time you skip it. But at least if that yellow highlighter line is at the beginning of measure 8, you're like, okay, should I go in there? Oh, he said 2 times through. All right, I'll skip it this time, right? But it makes you think when you see that yellow line. That's what's important about that yellow line. All right, beautiful. I love that tune. I love the tune. I think the story behind it is pretty stupid, but I'm judgmental. So, all right, let's go on to Tenting Tonight. Most of you guys are not familiar with this tune. The only reason I know this tune is that in the harmonica class, I'm of course always looking for diatonic harmonica songs that fit on the little one, and this song shows up in all of the books. Right? It's like you should play this on harmonica. This is an old Civil War era song that was popular on harmonica at the time, 1864, and if you read the words, they're super sad. This is not about camping, and one of these days, I think several of you are composers at this point. Sit down and rewrite the words in a lot more happy voicing. This thing goes on and on and on, and the last time through, you're supposed to say, "We are dying tonight." That's how dismal this gets, and so. Just read the first line and it'll feel a little bit like a camping song, and it's fine. I've got ukulele version in front of me. You should have ukulele version in front of you, and let's give it a try. Newer song for us. I think this is April is when we arranged this for ukulele the first time, and so let's see how I do. Nice part about this song: 3 separate phases. The first 8 measures is one song. Measures 9 through 16 is a different song. Measures 17 through 24 is a different song. So you really get a chance to play 3 different songs in 2 pages. Let's play it twice through. Okay? From the top, really not, it's supposed to be 120. Let's play it quite a bit slower. 1, 2, 3. Really nice. So 3 completely separate songs that are going on in here. Whoops. Well, I'm going to make a couple of adjustments in fingering for the next version of this. The G7 at 12 and 20 should probably be the high G7 rather than the low G7. What was the other thing I didn't really like? Something on page 1. Oh, I don't like these ties here. I gotta fix those. I gotta clean those up a little. All right, so a couple of nothing you have to change on here, but if you want to make your playing just a tiny bit easier, probably measure 12. You know how I got this G7, which just feels pretty stretched out. Just go up and play the high G7 575. And you get the same effect, and it's maybe a little easier to play. Beautiful. Let's play the baritone version of it just one time through. Isn't that sad? Measure 12, 5, 7, 5. Yes, exactly right. Ronnie is reading my mind. Ronnie has spent enough quality time with me to like 512 is not going to 215 0215 is not how we do this, Gary. So yes, you are correct, Ronnie. Measure 12 and also measure, what was it? Measure 12 and measure 20. Yeah, both places, Ronnie. Good thinking. All right, Fiona, so delighted you're here. You are in Baritone Central. We take baritone ukulele seriously. So delighted you're here. We don't know why we take baritone seriously. Nobody else is, but we do. And it gives. I'd love for everyone to, get your chops down on ukulele. Learn how to play ukulele at this high level, and then, pick up his baritone as well. Because all of a sudden, if you have the ability to play ukulele and baritone, you are a very popular person when you go to ukulele gatherings. Because guess what? They all show up with their ukuleles, and they're going to be doing, this. And all of a sudden, you bring in that nice low tone out of your baritone. People are like, oh, I'm really glad they're here, and they call you up to make sure you're going type thing. So, baritone makes you super popular. Let's see, tenting tonight, baritone. All right, so we're gonna just play this one time through since Fiona and I are the only ones who care about baritone. And everybody cares about baritone. All right, here it is. Let me double check if it's got the same exact issues here. Chink. Done. Next page. Yeah, same exact issues. Measure 12 and measure 20. You can tell when I copy paste, can't you? Instead of playing this G7, which is your D7 for baritone, D7 with your pinky way up here. It feels really stretched out. It's legal, but it's not great. Just do 575 here, 0575. And it's much easier to play, and it's kind of become one of my new rules, which obviously I violated as late as April 7th, to just always have a G7 with a 5 on the top. I always do 575. I just feel like it's way easier for us to get to in time. All right, from the top, ukulele players, these are your chords, right? This is duck soup for you. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. Very nice. Isn't that pretty? Super sad song, but it's waiting for one of you to find less sad, right? Less sad than dying in the Civil War. Some kind of song, some kind of lyrics that go through here and clean that up, right? So you guys know on the Saturday and Sunday sections, I'm starting to add in theory, composition, and arranging, and it's just getting started. I just posted the first things today, and a lot of that stuff you've already had before. But some of you are going to be serious about that, right? Some of you are like, you know what? I got things to say. And here's a great old-fashioned song that nobody knows anymore that is just aching for your sad story about your boyfriend who treated you wrong. And there you go. It's waiting for you. How are we doing on time? We're going to go to 11. We're going to go to 11:30. Okay, so we'll be a little bit along today. Grab You Are My Sunshine. If you have to go, you have to go. I get it. If you're sick of me, you're sick of me. I'm sick of me too. All right. You Are My Sunshine, one time through. And, baby, ukulele. It's such a bummer. E chord. Okay. Remember, your A chord is your on 4 with the F shape in front. Okay. And then your B7 is down here, bar on 2, middle finger, 3rd fret, 3rd string. Okay, so that's in the baritone key, but that's what you're going to be doing. So all bar chords, great chance for you. Okay, we have to do this song 2 times through. There's no getting around it. Sorry, I'm just like, nah, you can't do this 1 time through. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a lot harder arrangement than it probably needs to be, but it's good for you, right? Your book 2, toward the end of book 2, you got the. Yeah, I want to toughen you up just a little bit with that arrangement. Probably, if I was sitting down and I was going to give it to a newer student, I'd be like, nah, that's too hard. But for you guys, nah, good for you. All of a sudden that bar chord on 9 shows up and you're like, I'm going to stop playing music with Gary. I'm going to go back to the organ. All right, book ukulele version of this, please. Dink, dink. Close, upload, 4 square. Okay. Ukulele version. Baritones, your A chord is easy, right? D chord is pretty easy, and E7 is super easy, right? So baritone, you win from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, sorry. Pretty bad. Should do 2 1 0 0 and then a 12. There you go. You are my sunshine. All right, book 2 people, how you doing? Hanging in there? Definitely. As you know, book 1 is designed to get you a little bit of everything, get you all your toolbox in place. Book 2 is just to give you a chance to really work on those tools in a sort of a section by section grouping. So we do some cowboy music, some Irish music, some Tin Pan Alley, different stuff on there in book 2, and then book 3, right? We take the training wheels off. They're not really training wheels, guys. You guys know how hard this is, even from day 1. Frere Jacques is hard, right? And so just know that as we go through this, by the time you get to book 3, I no longer worry about what you can and can't do when you get to book 3. It's like you're supposed to be able to do everything at book 3, and most of you can, but if you can't, you do the part you can do, right? And so let's get going on Come Josephine and My Flying Machine. We're gonna pick up the pace and get through the rest of these. I got a thing I gotta be at noon anyway, so be patient with me. Grab the ukulele version of Come Josephine. We're gonna go as quickly as we can. One time through, best shot, first shot, best shot, skip measures 31 through 32 from the top, 3-beat counting, and then you are flying an airplane in 1910. It's a brand new thing. This is very exciting. 1, 2, a little faster. 1, 2, 3. Second ending. Right? We watch her fly off into the distance on her flying machine. That's definitely a song for its moment in time. These days, we don't think of flying in the same way, right? You think of it as a good way to catch coronavirus and pick a fight with a flight attendant. But back then, flying was still a magical experience. Ronnie, and it's interesting, we talked about, man, I always do 5-7-5 on those G7s with the 5 on the top. This is a good song where you might not want to do that because you've got to be, the song is hanging around down here at the bottom. It's almost easier to grab the 5 with your pinky and then get back into the G7 position because your melody is still pulling you down. So in this case, might not do that program of sliding all the way up here to 5-7-5 and back. It might slow you down, and I know for sure that's why I arranged it this way. It's because my pinky will reach, but it doesn't necessarily mean your pinky will reach. And you'll see probably here when we switch over to the baritone version of this, and me struggling to get my pinky up there and back in proper timing. So let's do the baritone version real quick. Ukulele players, this should be fun, right? This is supposed to be. How come this is fighting me all of a sudden? Don't be mean, iPad. It's like you already did Come Josephine and My Flying Machine. Ukulele players. G chord. Bum, bum, bum. Come, Josephine, my fine. D7, right? Love that, right? And then E minor, of course, that's when you got to work, right? E minor. And guys, when you see these diminished chords, you want to learn them, right? Because listen to how cool that is. That is an awesome chord. Ukulele and baritone is absolutely, they're diminished machines. They do it better than piano, really. I mean, it's just set up. That's just a singularly wonderful experience. And it's always the same shape. All diminished chords are all exactly the same. So, that's not for this. Ronnie, right. All right, here we go. She and I are in the same headspace. This is exciting. All right, from the top, I plucked the last time. I think I'm gonna strum this time. 1, 2, 3. Second ending. Okay. It's a 15, by the way, those of you on baritones. It's a 15 to really center off into the stratosphere. And that's also how you know if you have a good baritone, is if you go down here and you press it and you play it well. Okay, if the correct note comes out, then you know you got a good one. A lot of times it doesn't happen that way. All right, come Josephine, my flying machine. 5'2". Guys, I'm only going to play it on ukulele. I'm only going to play it on ukulele because it's virtually identical. I don't want to keep you too late. And it's identical, of course, on baritone. And the thing about this is that what I've written is what I play typically, but what I typically play is also much faster than this. Okay, and so I just want to talk you through it again as a person approaching this song. The purpose of this song is to demonstrate your crazy ukulele skills. You can't play this on a guitar properly. You have to have a ukulele, and we like songs like that, right? Where guitar players are like, oh, I know that song, and you're like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You don't know that song. Okay, so if you play it on the guitar, it sounds all mushy and weird, but on ukulele, it's perfect. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. You're going to do your F chord and then add your pinky. Let it ring, then an A7, add your pinky. Okay, and then you got your D7, add your pinky. Okay, measure 5, you got your high G7, a regular C chord, pinky, and then a 1 up on the top string. This is a weird add 9s chord, and then a cool chord, and then F chord. 1914. They were getting ready to start writing jazz, so they do some of that kind of weird stuff. Okay, measure 8. We repeat. Play with me. 1. I'll count in 4, and then we play from. Do the turnaround. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. something like that. I just add in extra weird notes at the end of 7. Now you're going to jump over to measure 9, 3, 5, 7. Okay, and here's where Tin Pan Alley and the ukulele become one. Look at your chord on a measure 10. If you're in a strum along, first of all, when you go to the ukulele strum along, they're going to put this in the key of C to make it much easier for everybody. And you're just going to be blah, 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 blah. But when you're on playing instrumentally, you're showing off your skill set, right? So you move it up in the key of F, which I'm pretty sure is the original key, just the way everything lays out. I'm pretty sure. Nobody really knows where the song came from, but the way this thing dropped onto ukulele is like, oh, well, that's what they wrote in the beginning. I guarantee you they're sitting around the park in Central Park and messing around with ukuleles, and that's where this song came from. We don't know for sure, though. Your chord is an A chord. So if you're at the strum along, now if you run into a 5-4-2 all covered in fur. Nothing wrong with playing it that way. But you guys are at this higher level, right? So 3, 5, 7. Now you see the melody notes are another 7. So you've got to get this A7 chord up here. Okay, bar chord, remember, we worked on bar chords earlier. E7 is on 1. Okay, add in your bar here. Then you only need to cover the 1 string and bring it all the way up to 5. Now you have an A7. Okay, so 1, pinky forward, in, pinky back, 2, a 5-foot 2, all. Now the D7 on 5, that's your A7 shape up on 5. Covered. Add your pinky on at 7. In, take it back off. Fill up that space, don't just, and then wait for something to happen. Fill it up. High G7 and measure 14. Pinky. Page 2. Now when I play this, I usually skip these 2 5s, but you should probably try to play them. 6, 7, 10, 7, 8, 6, 0, 3, 4. And I usually really do try to get the melody clean and nice through there. I blow it all the time, but I try to get the melody clean and nice with no chords. I even wrote on the sheet music, don't add any chords in here, because it really helps you get that chord melody feeling. I'm playing a bunch of chords, and then here's a moment where I'm just going to do this little melody run, and then I drop right back in. Measure 18 is exactly the same as the beginning until the very end. So at measure 18, just play along with me. Ready? Go. G7 high, and then strum a little bit. Hit the slide back up. Hit the 5. Measure 27. Here's where everything changes. You get this A minor 7 for no good reason. Right? It's just creating some tension to resolve, and then F chord at 28. And you want to make sure to hit the first beat at 29. It shows a rest. I'm almost always going to give a little bit of a down strum there. Take your index finger, move it up to an A. The A chord has no business being in this song. Okay, and then back to F. You get away with it on a ukulele because our harmonies are so tight. On a piano, if you play that F, 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 A, F, it won't sound right, but on ukulele, it absolutely kills it. So play through it one time, and I'm going to play it fast, and I'm going to play it the way I always play it. But you got the everything I'm doing is on the paper. It's just I'm playing, I'm adding in a bunch of strummy stuff. So from the top, let's do a 4-beat counting and then rest. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. sure you use your pinky on that 7. Slow it down. Make that 3, not even a fermata, right? That whole little section there. Oh, 3, 4. Make your audience wait, and then go. That's what you got going on there. Everything on here is correct. It's just that I'm adding in a whole bunch of just extra, just strumming in between the stuff that's written on here. So it sounds much fancier than what you see on the paper here. But it is exactly what's on the paper here. In fact, if I would play exactly what's on the paper here, it would probably sound even better. So you got a good arrangement here, and of course most of you know this song from going to strum-alongs, and they do it in the key of C. Again, perfectly fine, super fun, but you have a little bit more sophisticated arrangement here, and I've got 15 years in on this tune, and I absolutely think that this is how it was probably originally written. I mean, it really just everything lays out the way it's supposed to on there. All right, 11:18. I'm going to give you 2 more songs, and then we're going to knock this out. Maybe I should learn parallel to dance. Yeah, there you go, right? And dance the Charleston while you're doing that. Way to go, Andre. The videos of people dancing the Charleston back in the day are precious, right? Absolutely. Laurel says, sounds good. I get 5 for 2 things. Okay. Oh yeah, good. Yeah, I'm glad. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful, right? What's on the paper is what I play. The only thing I'm doing is just I'm kind of making it messy when I'm playing, to be honest, and I think it ends up sounding kind of cool. All right, if you knew Susie, let's go grab that ukulele version. Baritone players, I'm going to jip you out. We're going to do this one on ukulele, and then we're going to do the last one on ukulele. And so baritone players, as you know, it's always the same exact stuff. It's just in a different key. And so if you're on your baritone, just know I love you, right? These songs take a little bit of time to go through, and so we'll go way over if we do. So if you knew Susie, we're just going to play it. There's nothing in here, right? Until you up about measure 24, you'd get a little bit of a bar chord situation going on, but they're all standard bar chords, nothing super fancy in there, and then we come around and do it a second time. So we'll do it slow. It's supposed to be at 160. Let's do it about 100, and I think you'll see what's going on here. And again, this is one of these silly songs, 1925, absolutely dead square in the middle of Tin Pan Alley. It's absolutely a song that it was wildly popular at the time, and something that you can play on ukulele pretty reasonably. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. Diminished. High G7. Okay, you can do it that way, or whichever one makes you happy, and then here we go. Take just a moment to pause and be like, all right, that's felt a little weird. It's because you got a G augmented chord there. That plus sign means G augmented. And so you get this sound, right? What is that? That's just a crazy sound, but it's creating tension to then resolve it in the C chord. Measure 19, 1, 2, 3, 4. tremolo here. Okay, and then fermata, of course, and then keep going. Bar on 5, 8, low F. I rushed it. 2 on D chord. Gotta reach your pinky up to 7. High G7 with your pinky. Bar on 8, ring finger on 10. G7 with your pinky. B flat diminished. G7, do it funny. Okay, and then we go back to the top. Ready, play. Your tremoloed, and then go. Finish. Isn't that fun? Super fun. I'm continuously, but in measure 24, that's supposed to be, that 2 full beat is supposed to be a 2 full beat, right? But what I'm doing, I kept shorting and I kept giving you 1 quarter note and then going 0, 1, 3 and then letting that draw. And it's fine either way. But what's written is, she didn't balk, bum, bum, bum. And what I was playing was, she didn't balk, bum, 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 dum, back, and so either of those is probably acceptable. I just wasn't following the sheet music, and I wanted you to know that I wasn't following the sheet music. Sandy, oh, you forgot it was Friday. Oh my, it's Friday. The concept of time has diminished for all of us, and so that's fine, right? I think sometimes we were a little bit of a slave to time, and not a slave to it. We were enslaved by time, and we don't want to be that way. Just whatever day it is, whatever time it is, that's the day and time it is. All right. Yeah, I'll see you in my dreams. And again, guys, I know I'm shorting you baritone players, and I apologize. We just if you do play them, we will be here until tomorrow. And we don't want to be we don't want to be enslaved by time. We want to be freed by time. I'll see you in my dreams. This is a pretty hard song. It's got a lot of stuff going on here, and so just know as we go through it, we're just going to play through it. If something very fascinating and interesting shows up, but at level 3, guys, probably you've seen everything on here. Getting it where you're like, oh yeah, I know what's going on there. Like measure 22, you got that G sharp diminished. It's on 4. Right. Oh, they love those old Tin Pan Alley tunes with that. Measure 23, you've seen that a million times. The D minor on 5. Okay. You got B flats, of course, those show up. You also have this B flat shows up a lot, right? When you learn B flat, you're like, oh, I hate B flat. I'm really sad about B flat. I'm never going to play a song with a B flat in it. And then when you hang around with me, all of a sudden, we're not only doing that, but you're also adding your pinky on the 3 up here. So you end up with this crazy B flat, because that note there is going to come up a lot. That G note in a B side of a B flat comes up all the time. You have an 6/5, 6/5. I actually have it diminished on 41, 5/6, 5/6, even though it's a D7, right? But the melody note turns it into a diminished feeling there. So there's all that. It's probably my favorite Tin Pan Alley tune right here. Okay, and it's not easy. So take your time. It's 11:27. We got time to play it 2 times through to give you a chance to fix your mistakes the second time through, right? So down to 48, back to the top. And baritone players, your sheet's the same. You just have different chords, different key. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I'll see you in my dreams. The baritone ones are exactly the same. Lovely, lovely tunes. Delightful piece of music. Yeah, probably up there. And I used to think that was a Beatles song. That's how good I think it is. So there we go, guys. Couple thoughts. I know I've been lack on communication, but basically, here's how things are going to go going forward. I'm going to continue to post every single day songs for you to work on through the week. That way, you're ready for Friday. So Fridays are going to still be Kick Your Fanny Fridays. You'll get postings every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, of songs. They'll mostly be songs we've done in the past. We have 400 and I don't know, some crazy insane number. How many? 420, 430 songs on the website that we're going to keep rehashing them. I'll be adding more to them, of course. You know, I'm addicted to writing more music, so that's going to continue to happen. Saturdays, I'm going to, and Sundays, we're turning that over to arranging, theory, and composing. I get questions about theory all the time, and theory is really, really, really straightforward if you will read the stuff, right? And so I did post the first page of my theory book up there. In addition, I posted some information on getting MuseScore onto your computer for those of you who are arranging. Lots of you have already done that, so you don't need to do the assignment. And then composing, I gave you a little composing assignment in the key of C, which will be writing a melody, which is only 8 notes. You only get 8 notes, right? But some of the greatest songs ever are written on 8 notes. And then I give you the same assignment, sort of, but you chord first, and then I found a little poem online, a little limerick, right, that wasn't too naughty, and you're supposed to turn that into a song. So that'll be on weekends when you're like, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm so sick of my life. I need ukulele in my life. It gives you a chance to seriously become that high-level musician that I know that's a few of you want to become. It's perfectly fine just to play, right? It's perfectly fine just to strum and sing, but I want to make sure whatever level you want to get to, you can get to right here on JollyRogerUkulele.com. The next thing is, so that's going to be happening. Weekends I'll be posting a little bit of a lesson there. It'll be on your own type stuff, right? And then obviously if you have questions, bring them up in chat, bring them up over email. I will be unable probably to do much email going forward. Starting Monday, I do start classes, and so I went on Thursday down to the university and went to the bookstore and bought a $175 music theory book. $175 for this music theory book. It's this thick. Every single thing in there I already know, but it is delightful to get back to doing some school. And go down, feel the energy and all that stuff. Then starting next week, I posted this schedule for you, but Mondays are on your own, except for Monday night at 7 p.m. we have orchestra. Those of you guys that are newer or haven't been around much, come join the orchestra. It's both exhilarating and demoralizing at exactly the same simultaneously. Tuesdays we'll get together at 1 p.m. my time. That's 1 p.m. Denver time. You got to figure out what time that is where you are. And I know every time I switch times, we end up losing some people, but we'll also theoretically end up gaining some people. And if I would do a better job marketing, we could probably do that. Books 1, 2, and 3 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Those will be more instructional. We may or may not get to play everything on those days. And Tuesday night's guitar night, and Wednesday night has another guitar class, and then Thursday we'll have another instructional get together, and then on Friday we'll do exactly what we did today, which is a Kick Your Fanny Friday concert. I don't know if we'll have we won't try to tackle everything like we do now, but probably next week while I'm just fishing around trying to figure out, we may not do book 1 at all. And so that's the plan going forward. Saturday and Sunday we'll do theory, composition, and arranging. Monday through Thursday we'll do some on your own and some instructional lessons online. And then Friday will always be our Kick Your Fanny Friday concert again, just like we had. I think this schedule is going to work. Obviously, if I get into it and I'm just overwhelmed and sad about how much work they're giving me at the school, then we'll have to look at that. I am taking 2 guitar classes there, which will take up the majority of my free time. And then, of course, I got a bunch of university-type classes I need to take as well. So I should be looking at the syllabi that I've seen so far. I should be able to be fine, but I don't know for sure. We'll find out once I start start drowning, I will let you know on the website, I'm drowning. And you'll say, okay, I get it. He should be drowning. You want me to suffer like you have suffered over the last year and a half. And so there we go. That's the plan. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. If we could turn the fires off in California, that would be a delightful thing. So let's work on that. Andre, so delighted you were able to join us. Thanks for being here. Yeah, we have it's high level stuff that we're doing around here. Hopefully, it's good for you, right? Linda says super fun. I don't know, Linda. You always are so positive. I'm not positive that this is fun. I think it's good for you, but I don't know if it's fun. It's hard work. Evelyn, thanks for a fun way to end the week. Absolutely delightful to see you guys. Ronnie, thanks so much. My heart's with you, Ronnie. Vicky. Good luck with school. I know, right? I'm going to probably need a tiny bit of luck to pull this off. I am old, and I went down. So cute. I went down to meet my guitar professor yesterday, face to face for the first time. I've seen him online a number of times. How you doing, Alex? What's that? We did some stuff. Next guy coming in for the next lesson. Mateo. He's about this tall and about this big around. Little tiny dude, right? 18. He says, "Man, I am so glad to be in school finally. Last year I was all online, and it just was not the same." And I'm like, oh gosh, to be that young and that skinny and he's so happy to be in school, and I'm like, wow, good for him. So yeah, it'll be fun. We'll see. I probably will. I'm going to try to be real quiet and not say, well, back in my day. That's the phrase I'm going to know that I'm just going to end it when I do that. All right, guys, have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for being here. Peace.